Hello, hello Pisces. Welcome to your July 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Pisces. And I just want to let you know, if you're wondering which decks I use in this reading, they are listed in the description box. Do not forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you know when all these videos come out. Follow me on Instagram for more card pulls and all sorts of fun stuff on there, more energetic tools and stuff like that. And I have so much good stuff going on that I'll talk about at the end, but I have a podcast available as well as meditations that I've put together that are now available on my website. So all of that is in the description box. But now I am going to lay this spread out and then we'll get started. Okay, so I am going to pull these oracle cards, and as I do this, just check in with your body, check in with your situation. Maybe there's some specific info that you want to have or you want to get answers to this month. Just check in. Take a deep breath into the diaphragm. Last oracle card. Okay, so let's start with your truth bomb. Absolutely everything is progress. So when you're viewing something as like a setback, or maybe you were like working really hard and there's a speed bump or a hiccup, remember that that is there so that you can gain more experience. That is a part of the progress, right? When you learn how to navigate a situation when it's not going buttery smooth, that's when all of your tools really kick into high gear. So you don't want to discount that. You don't want to push that aside or make it seem like it's something that just doesn't matter, because it does. It does matter a lot. So that's what this is reflecting here. Everything is progress, including some stuff that you might in the moment perceive as a setback. That's actually where all of the wisdom comes through, how you can really make things happen as a result. So there is no getting derailed by something. This is an experience that you're having to extract the wisdom that you need in order to propel you forward. The more that you can remind yourself of that, the better off you're going to be. In addition, I would also mention that if you think about like the level that you're at now, would you rather deal with this problem now or when you have a whole bunch of success, or you have that relationship that you really want, or when you have like the big thing? I would say you probably want to deal with the problem now or the hiccup now and learn how to navigate now rather than later. The animal spirit card for you is Lamb. So there's somewhat of like an innocence or naivete to this month. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think this is about being really open-hearted. I mean that as in like giving certain things the benefit of the doubt without being overly tolerant, right? This isn't about becoming a martyr. So that's the other thing that is coming up with this card, is it's not about sacrificing yourself. This is about remaining receptive to possibilities and things that could go well without being walked all over. So it's about striking that balance. Okay, and then we also have positivity. If you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, even in the hardest situations. So that's something where it's kind of like there is always something that you can focus on that can help elevate you, even if you are in a lot of darkness, right? Because we're all healing at different paces and going through different experiences. So gratitude is kind of what can help shift your mindset right? It's not a total solution. It's just about helping to loosen things up. So that's what this card is more focused on, is just like helping you to reframe things a little bit so it's not, negativity doesn't gnaw away at you. The central energy for Pisces this month is the Star. Beautiful. So you're really going to have to exercise trusting the timing. That's the part that sucks. Straight up. Like, timing is an absolute bitch sometimes, because there's a lot of things that you're still blind to. And it needs to be that way, right? You need the wisdom. You need to go through all of the steps that you're going through. You need to chip away at each piece of this process. And that is what's going to put you in a position where really you're able to get the gold nuggets out of whatever it is that you're doing, or really see the progress and really build momentum. I think the most challenging part of your journey this far, like since, I've been doing these readings for a couple years now, but since I've been watching Pisces in particular, it more than likely it's been a momentum struggle, right? Like if you feel like you're not gaining momentum, or like your hard work hasn't been paying off, or feeling derailed by one hiccup. This is where this card is reminding you, hey, trust in the other things that are at play here, that there has been a lot of progress, there has been a lot of momentum. It's just that your like end goal might not be here yet, right? And it's because you've needed to do the things you needed to do in order to gain the experience and the wisdom to propel you there. So it is all working. It's just frustrating when you can't see it working. So what you have shifting out is the Mother of Pentacles. I'm going to clarify this because there's part of me that thinks this has something to do with the way you were thinking about resources. Time, money, energy, whatever the case may be. We have the Page of Rods. Okay, so it has to do with the evaluation of your resources, how you were using them, what you're doing with them, where it's going. And that's what the Mother of Pentacles is reflecting here. So the Page of Rods is about the evaluation aspect of this. So let's see what the oncoming energy is. We have the Two of Swords. I'm going to clarify this one as well, because this is just a reflection of the blindness that I was referring to with the Star. These are kind of showing the same thing. Like, it's kind of blocked out. Like, where things are heading, you're not going to be able to see it clearly. So to clarify the Two of Swords, we have the Four of Swords. So this means you need to take a break from wanting to see everything before it actually happens. That's not going to serve you this month. It's just not. You kind of have to take a back seat, hold your vision instead. This is like major manifestation time, because this is when it's like you have to keep the faith. Like, that's just a non-negotiable this month. Otherwise, you're going to get sucked into old programming, right? Thinking that, like, things are not happening for you, or that you cannot get the support that you need with whatever challenge you have going on, or that you are sliding completely backwards, right? So you really have to take a bird's eye view and just play it as, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how this is going to play out. I'm just trusting that it will. That's going to be a lot better than trying to force your way into knowing what it is that's going to happen. The not knowing is the most important part here, because the Star and the Two of Swords are just adamant about that, and the Four of Swords. So between all of these things, yes, it's super annoying. I know it's irritating, but that is going to be the best thing that can happen to you is you not know, because it's like there's surprises, there's more things, and you want to just anticipate that the things are good. Expect good things to happen. That's also a part of this. It's like, expect that things are working out in your favor, regardless of what reality is showing you in this moment, or what you have being reflected back at you. So that's the practice, and that's why this is an important part of the way things are going, because this is saying you need to exercise holding your vision rather than getting locked into absolutes. This is what you need to know about July. Four of Cups. So this is like you're not getting like any you know what, actually let me not clarify, but let me pull the other card first. Okay, so this is advice for you. This is the Six of Rods. So what you have sitting underneath is like, this is the victory card. Like I said, expect victory, expect you to kind of rise above the challenges. I think that July is a dormant month. A lot of this is going to have to do with Mercury retrograde, right? Because we go backwards. It's like we sit in contemplation when we have Mercury going retrograde, and I think that's hitting you kind of hard this month. So for you, it's like this is just about pumping the brakes, relaxing, holding the vision, or like creating a nest for what it is rather than fighting the current. Do not fight the current in July. It's just not going to serve you. It's not going to work. It's the complete opposite of what you should be doing. It's like rest, relax, breathe into the things that you're creating. Do not force anything this month. And then the Four of Cups is just like, be really conscious about what you're inviting, what you're saying yes to. So I like to think about the universe, God, divine source, as really being in the affirmative, so being in the yes business. And so that's how you can look at this too. Like what you're saying yes to for the good and bad is going to expand. And so that's why this is pushing, you know, have that childlike innocence of, I don't know yet, I'm anticipating the best, because this is where things are really going to percolate. And then when Mercury goes direct, you're going to see a lot of shifts happen. You're going to be victorious regardless, right? But the context of that is what you need to work on. And then holding space for that, actively exercising faith as that moves forward is going to be what helps you. Let's get into the timeline. First, second, third, and fourth quarter of July. So the beginning of the month, we have the Six of Swords. Okay, so there's a lot of movement. I think it just might feel kind of turbulent, or like you don't exactly know where you're going to land, and that's okay. It's not necessarily your job to know where you're going to land or how things are going to play out. It's just your job to know that they will, if that makes sense. It's your job to hold the faith as you get pushed in the right direction, which is why you have everything as progress sitting on the table. Now, the second quarter, we have the King of Coins. So in terms of material resources, like you getting what you need, that seems really stable. You're going to have to work on your perception, though. If you have a tendency to fall into, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, remember that will mushroom. So it's like, if the universe is in the yes business, then, and you're constantly affirming, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, you're going to be met with a yes. So I think you are actually supported, but everyone's perception is going to be variable depending on how much work you do around that. So that's where it's kind of like, I don't know, you have control over this, right? You know, things are not concrete. You have a lot of control over how you are taking care of yourself throughout all of this. So I'm getting like material resources is actually the last of your concern. I think it's more of like the big projects, the big vision, the big like ultimate goal, or if you're feeling like you need to get to a destination, that's the type of stuff that you're holding space for that isn't an overnight thing. And then third quarter, we have the Five of Coins. Again, it's like the perception that things aren't working when you have the star sitting in the center, right? So this is like mindset extravaganza for you. It's just something that you're going to have flare-ups of limiting beliefs. You're going to have flare-ups of, no, things are not working out for me. You might have flare-ups of other things that aren't real, and your whole job is to help yourself shift out of that through doing the work. Like it's work just like anything else. So finding what remedies are available to you whenever you get into that lack headspace. And then wrapping up the month, this is the end of July, we have the Three of Coins. So it looks like things start to pick up steam. Maybe you get a hit of inspiration or something that is really working for you in a way that you can apply your efforts. The most important thing to keep in mind, though, is that do not rush or force this month. That's not going to work. Your job is to calmly be open to receiving the things that you need. Do not dress rehearse tragedy. That's not gonna fly this month. And then I'm getting, after Mercury goes direct, you're gonna be able to just like take off and expand. But we'll see. When the August readings come out, I'll be able to see that a little bit more clearly. Now, you guys know the drill. We're doing a 3-card pick. So pick a card, pick as few or as many as you'd like. Ask a question. Card number 1, we have the Knight of Wands. So you are going to want to crank up the heat. You're going to have to fight the impulse to overexert, overdo, overextend, just overdo it. That's going to be your challenge, because it's easy to want to force when things aren't going your way, but that's going to be more of a detriment. It's going to set you back because it's just not going to flow the way you want it to, because things are going to slow down heavily with this Mercury retrograde for you. So don't fight it and burn yourself out. Instead, relax, recharge, recoup, hold space for the vision, and that is the better strategy. Card number 2, 4 of Swords. Once again, you wanna rest, although this card is reflecting more like fatigue, tired energy. So it's like, just if you're cranking up the heat too high, you're going to want to cool it down. And if you feel exhausted, you're going to want to honor that, right? It's not, if you have rest guilt or anything like that, I completely understand. But this reading is just very clear. So it doesn't matter if you have boundless energy or no energy at all. The approach needs to be the same either way. Because I'm getting that, like, fighting against this just is not going to work this month. It's about taking a step back. And then card number 3, 7 of Cups. I think there's a lot of different things going on for where you can apply your energy. So this Mercury retrograde, this entire month, because it's retrograde the majority of the month, it's going to show you all the different things that you could create, all the different things that you could be doing, all the different potential partners, relationship stuff, ways of making money, right? All the different options and ways that things could be going. And so you can just kind of sit and marinate with that information. There's no pressure necessarily to rush into anything or do anything quickly right this moment. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I absolutely appreciate you more than you could possibly know. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. You're welcome to click that bubble right there. And I'm creeping up on 50,000 right now, so I'm super excited. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing. That is where you can get more content, more readings, all sorts of good stuff that you get for free, as well as my podcast Sunday messages if you are interested in more of the energetic, intuitive healing, stuff like that. All of that is on my podcast, which is in the description box. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, that is also available in the description box. And another thing that I just launched recently is my meditations, and so those are available for you to get on my website. They are more of a class style, so I teach you energetic tools, and that's more for those of you that are interested in the intuitive development piece, learning how to access your own intuition. That is now available for you as well, loaded with tools. So I hope you guys enjoy those if you check those out. And if you are interested in more of the tarot readings, then make sure you check out my Patreon. I do love and relationship readings, which come out every month, that are big readings like this, but they are sign specific. And I also do weekly sign specific readings, the big circle, oval readings that I do. And those come out every Friday. So there's a whole bunch of different tiers for you to choose from. And until next time, have a beautiful July, everybody. I am sending you so much love and support. Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, and rising signs if you haven't already. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.